What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. Today we got another projection series. Will be the Los Angeles Angels. Let's get into it. What's going on? Welcome back to Normal Baseball. I'm Alex, Normal Dog. That's Lewis, and today we got another projection series. Will be for the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels had a very bad season last year, considering the roster that they have. I mean, they went 77 and 85, finished 18 games back, not even close to a playoff spot, and at no point in the season did they really have hopes for a playoff spot, which was kind of crazy considering they have two of the best players in baseball on their lineup.
Yeah, I mean, a true shame. I mean, it's sad to say that we saw Mike Trout go down this year. We saw Anthony Rendon be wishy-washy, and I think he wound up going down last year. But, I mean, the Angels, they still had Shohei Ohtani. It was quite the spectacle. And we're hoping for this year to be just an absolute frenzy with all three of these guys going to come back again and be healthy.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy if they can all stay healthy for a whole season. I honestly hope they can, just for the Angels' sake, you know?
Oh, yes, definitely. Without a doubt, I completely agree. If the Angels can have a 1-2-3 of Shohei, Mike Trout, Anthony Rendon, that might be one of the greatest 1-2-3s in baseball.
Especially if we get the 2019 Rendon back, because that was a different animal. I mean,
he was on like a whole nother level compared to where he might be right now. But let's hope that during the season he gets there.
Yeah, in 2019, Rendon led the league in doubles with 44 for the second season in a row. 126 RBIs in 2019, which is off the charts. I mean, he batted .319. This in 146 games, he batted .319.
Impressive.
Had a 1 OPS. I mean, the guy, you can see why the Angels signed him to that big of a contract. It makes sense.
He earned it.
He earned it. In theory, I mean, he earned it. And then, but since then, I mean, with the Angels, he's played 110 games, batting .261, just over an 800 OPS. I mean, not great. This isn't what the Angels signed up for.
Yeah, I mean, he has been a little bit watered down with injury, but I mean, hopefully, if he nursed everything back to health properly for this upcoming season, then he should be pretty fun to watch.
I hope so. I sure do, because he's a fun player to watch when he's good.
And he's great. He's great on both sides of the ball. Like, he really can be. Like, we saw it on that playoff run that he made with the Nationals. He can do it. And let's just hope that he can bring that back.
I hope he can. Just because this team deserves to finally compete. Not for any other player, but for Mike Trout. Mike Trout,
without a doubt.
I mean, the best player in baseball. No argument there. I don't care what anyone says. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball currently. Until I'm proven wrong for an entire season where Mike Trout is healthy and he's not the best player in baseball, then so be it. I'll stick to that argument.
It's a great argument. I'll stand behind you on that. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, people obviously are going to make arguments because there are a lot of players the past couple of years, because we haven't seen full years of Trout. But, I mean, the guy is insane. He's won 3 MVPs, a Rookie of the Year. He's an All-Star every year. I hope we see the same Mike Trout this year. And it seems like we are, because I've seen some of those spring training games, and it's been good. So
he's been looking like the Mike Trout that everybody has come to know and love. And hopefully, if he can just maintain that for another season, probably, I mean, will he be a favorite for the MVP this season? Probably.
He already is, and the season hasn't even started. I think he's the third highest odds.
That shows you how good Mike Trout is, that he just basically sat out 150 games or like 140 games and he's going to come back fully healthy, and people are right on him to win MVP again. I mean, the guy, he gets it done so well. I'm looking forward to watching him.
Yeah, I can't wait. Then I guess I could just. We were talking about batting average earlier and how projections didn't seem right for Trout. Do you think he'll have over or under a 301 batting average?
Over.
You're going with over.
Yep.
All right. I
for Anthony Rendon and Mike Trout having like 300 batting back to back.
Yeah, that would be insane. I'm also going to say over because why not? Why not
Michael
bet
Nelson
on
Trout?
Yeah, just it's like Brady in the playoffs. I mean, it wouldn't be smart.
Never bet against him.
It wouldn't be smart to bet against it. So I'm not going to.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. I hope I'm correct. If I'm wrong, I'll be very disappointed.
I wouldn't say I'll be disappointed, but I would just love to see Mike Trout be Mike Trout. You know, like he's so capable of breaking every record if he really wanted to. Like he is just so good at everything.
His baseball reference page is nuts.
It's gonna look a lot better when it says Hall of Fame over there in the top right.
Yeah, I mean, he 1 OPS for his career.
That is spectacular. I mean, he's a one-of-a-kind guy, but he's not the only person in this lineup that's a one-of-a-kind.
Yeah, he's not the only one-of-a-kind. We got
to
the man, the myth, the legend, Shohei Ohtani, the 2021 AL MVP. Unanimously, I mean, insane year. In the past 3 years, or has it been 3 years? Yeah, 3 years before 2021, people were very skeptical on if he would even pan out to be good or be able to pitch and hit. I don't think there was ever a doubt that the hitting would come back. 2020 was a down year, but I think people knew that he would come back. But not everyone thought he was going to be the pitcher that he was, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, for anybody who was saying, oh, we haven't seen this stuff since Babe Ruth, throw that out the window first and foremost. I mean, Babe Ruth, yes, he did pitch and hit for a couple seasons, but he did not do it at the level that Shohei Ohtani did. I mean, he had 48 home runs with like a just above 3 ERA. I mean, any other year, obviously Vlad Jr. wins the MVP. Hey, man, just a lesson. It was beautiful to watch him last season, and if he goes out and does exactly what he did again this year as he did last year, book him for back-to-back.
Oh, yeah, we're for sure looking at something special here, and we might never see this again. So watch it while you can.
Never call Shohei Ohtani the second coming of Babe Ruth. Call him the first coming of Shohei Ohtani moving forward, please.
Yeah, he's doing it like no one else ever. Regardless of what you say, it's a spectacle. It really is.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's crazy.
Then the next question with Shohei it becomes, will he be able to keep it up on both sides of the ball? I mean, it's really important that he does for the Angels because they're also not only relying on him in their lineup, but they're really relying on him as a starting pitcher and being the ace of their staff this year, which is crazy to think about, but they really are relying on him to be the ace of the staff. Do you think he'll be able to do it? Or rather, let me ask you like this. We'll do an over-under to kind of ask and base your answer around. Do you think he'll have 35 and a half home runs and a over-under 2.99 ERA? So if it's under for one, it's under for both. If it's over for one, it's over for both. I mean, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, you're doing those backwards.
No, if it's under for one, then it's under for both. But you have to be over for both. So, if it's to be over.
Well, I want to take over and under.
Can't.
I'm gonna go with
it's a joint kind of thing.
I'm gonna go with over for the bat. I mean, this guy shows no sign of slowing down whatsoever. He will definitely do it more on the offensive side, if not match what he did last year. Maybe go above and beyond, which will be interesting. I think the pitching is still there, and he definitely has some more to learn. However, with what the Angels have just done movement wise, they, Shohei Ohtani has some other guys to talk to about pitching and such.
Yeah. So what was your final answer
Over.
for both?
Yeah, well, you told me I couldn't do 1-1.
Okay.
So
I'm
take
also
over home runs and sub ERA.
no. I'm going over for both too. I don't think he'll quite hit that 2.99 ERA. I think he'll be a little bit over.
Yeah, well, he did show. Let's get one thing clear though. On the mound, he did show flashes of
Oh,
being unhittable.
he showed
Like, he
flashes
really
of
did.
Cy Young stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
3.18 ERA, 131 innings pitched, but I mean 156 strikeouts, in 130 innings pitched. The man might lead the league in strikeouts next yeyear.
On both sides of the ball. No, that would be interesting.
No, he although on the batting side of the ball, he does strike out. He strikes out a decent bit, but
Yeah, he does, but he's not gonna ever lead the. I mean, Shohei Ohtani. Could we ever see him win a Cy Young?
yes,
Maybe.
yes, I think so.
It would be interesting because if he wins the Cy Young, then you have to give him the MVP. I think that's one of those rare occasions where you have to.
Well,
Because
well, I don't necessarily think so. It depends on how his hitting is. If his hitting's the same and he wins Cy Young, then why wouldn't they give him MVP?
that's with the hitting staying the same.
Yeah,
Like,
no. Well, that
he could
he wasn't
win-
even in the top 10 Cy Young voting this year, and he was
demolished
unanimous MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was spectacular what we saw him do. Would love to see him do it again. And I think a big thing with Shohei this year, play the field more.
Yeah.
Make it fun. Play the field. Like, why not? I mean, this guy, he's like what every little league kid wanted to do growing up. You come in, you pitch for a little bit, you hit a home run, and then you sit out there in right field collecting your paycheck. Count me up for the Shohei Ohtani character arc.
Yeah, I mean, and he does it with such ease. It's insane.
And he's really, is he like the first ever 6-tool player we've ever seen? Because he could probably do it. He can do it all in the field, and then he can pitch.
Seems like it. Seems like it. All right, now that we've spent 12 minutes on Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, let's get to the rest of the Angels lineup. So we got guys like Jared Walsh, who I love. I love Jared Walsh. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure Angels fans love him just as much as I do, but I mean, the guy's really good. He's their future first baseman for a while. I'm glad they got rid of Pujols, and I'm glad they're bringing in a younger first baseman who's been in the league for 3 years already, but he's only 28. So.
Yeah, well, Jared Walsh is quite the exciting guy. Joe Adell, another fun
Joe
guy to
Adell,
watch.
loved watching Joe Adell.
David Fletcher, great shortstop for what the Angels have. Obviously, there were other options, but I like that the Angels kept with him. And I believe Joe Adell is actually the one who got a contract extension. Or was that Max Stassi?
Max
got a contract
Stassi.
extension.
Yeah, the Angels, I talked to some Angels fans, and they really hate the fact that of their catching situation, because Max Stassi isn't insane. And then they go out and sign Kurt Suzuki in the midst of the free agent frenzy where there's so many different guys in the market. They want a shortstop. Then they go out and sign Max Stassi. I know a bunch of Angels fans that are like furious about it.
Well, speaking of signing Kurt Suzuki, I mean, what other additions did this team make? Do you have that pulled up?
There weren't too many huge ones. I mean,
Aaron Loop, Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, Aaron Loop. But we've talked about these before. I mean, Aaron Loop, Noah Syndergaard, two really big additions to their pitching staff, which obviously needs a lot of work. Same thing with Michael Lorenzen. They signed him for 1 year. Rafael Iglesias, they signed him. He declined the qualifying offer. Then they signed him just to a normal 4-year contract. Matt Duffy, they signed. As I said, Kurt Suzuki, they signed. Archie Bradley, so another pitching. Ryan Tapara, another pitching.
Yeah, the Ryan Tapara pick is going to look very good.
Yeah, they finally realized that they need pitching, which it's about goddamn time because they really went all in. I'd say more on the bullpen. The bottom half of their starting rotation is not as good as maybe they could have made it this offseason, though. And Johnny Cueto is still on the board. That's all I'm saying. As currently we're doing this, Johnny Cueto is on the board.
Yeah, Johnny Cueto's still up there, and the one guy that I feel like would fit in really well in the Angels organization, not Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto is still out there on the market right now. I've been saying since he declined the qualifying offer that the Angels should look to get him, even if it's on a 1-year prove yourself contract. I think if he changes up and doesn't play in New York again, if he just wants to go somewhere just to prove that he's still worth what money he knows he is, putting him in that Angels lineup.
No, I don't think they can. They don't have anywhere to put him because they got Joe Adell and right, who they obviously clearly really believe in, and he is a good player. Obviously, they got Trout in center. Shohei will be DHing a bunch. And then they got Brandon Marsh in right field, who they are very high on Brandon Marsh.
Yeah, but I could if it's a 1-year contract, I could see them platooning Brandon Marsh. I'm not saying that I don't want this guy to get a shot, but I feel like that would be the situation. Or
I don't think they're going to.
Shohei would play the field, and Brandon Nimmo DHs.
Michael Conforto. But that also doesn't help the Brandon Marsh situation at all.
Why do I keep saying Brandon Nimmo?
Dude, would love to tell you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see it as a realistic possibility. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just don't see that as a realistic possibility. Because I know how much they love Brandon Marsh, and I don't think that they would just kind of put him
to the curb,
give him half the games he would normally get.
Yeah, like I don't really believe it too much. I just feel like at first glance, instead of Brandon Marsh, you had Michael Conforto in the lineup.
I'm not saying it would. I'm not disagreeing. It would look pretty good, but
yeah, but it would be up to the Angels organization to figure out what to do.
Right.
Because then, what if you traded Brandon Marsh for pitching? Then again, Brandon Marsh seems to be a crowd favorite over there in Anaheim.
Oh, 100% he is. I mean, he's got the beard and the long hair. He's really embracing that outfield with the mountains and the trees. But yeah, and then on their bench they got Kurt Suzuki, Jack Mayfield, Justin Upton, who's been in the league for feels like 90 million years, Taylor Ward, and T. Wade. Yeah, Tyler Wade.
Tyler.
We love Tyler Wade.
I love Tyler Wade. The Yankee legend forever. I wish his number would be retired tomorrow.
The Jake Storiale lookalike, Tyler Wade. It was proven wrong a couple of weeks ago, but they have a decent bench. I mean, it's a bench. I like most of the names on it. Justin Upton is a big name that I like on it. I love Tyler Wade, but he's going to be a lot of
he might win like 6 men of the year coming off the bench.
He's going to be like off day kind of starter and then pinch runner a lot for them. Jack Mayfield was fun to watch last year, and Kurt Suzuki is Kurt Suzuki, and that's all I have to say on that matter.
I'm out. Could we? Oh well, no. I was about to say, could we see them use the Ohtani rule and pinch run Ohtani, like to end his day? But then 1, Shohei's fast, and 2, then that would take Shohei Ohtani out as DH. I wasn't thinking straight on that.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to take Shohei out.
Yeah, I mean Tyler Wade, massive fan. I really wish there was a spot for him to play because he's such a great baseball player. But hopefully he gets his shot with the Angels as much as he can.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's pretty much all with the lineup. We kind of went really far in depth with that. Now I want to talk about their pitching staff, which obviously, like we said, I gave off those names. They made a lot of additions to their starting and their relief. Let me read you their starting rotation: Shohei Ohtani, Noah Syndergaard, Patrick Sandoval, like Michael Lorenzen, Jose Suarez, Jaime Barria. I like the first 4 names, and then when you get to the last 2, it's like, but it's not terrible.
First 4 names. I mean, even the first two I'm sold on. Like Noah Syndergaard and Shohei Ohtani, in my mind, they've proven that they are great starters in this league if they're healthy. The next two I could understand. Like I'll get behind it. Like you're not going to have five all stars, World Series champion, perfect pitchers, and then those last two is when you really lose me.
Yeah, the last two also lose me. Maybe they'll make an addition or they'll just kind of deal with it. I mean, who knows? We've seen good seasons out of people that we don't expect good seasons out of before, so I don't want to rule anything out,
Yeah, listen, I would love to be wrong, and come September, they're pitching some of the most crucial games in a playoff race. Count me in.
Oh, me too. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about their bullpen more. Although, before we do that, Noah Syndergaard coming back. He pitched 2 games last year. Looked pretty good. He only pitched 2 innings, but that's all right. What I want to say is about his innings pitched, because obviously coming back. Over or under 135 innings pitched?
Over.
Over?
Yeah, it booked me for like 150.
Okay. I like it. I'm also going to go over because he's not injured. I think he'll be fine, and I think he's going to be there all season.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And if he is the same Noah Syndergaard that Mets fans, and hell, I'm a Yankees fan, and I love to watch Noah Syndergaard pitch. I would love to see him come back to fully healthy.
Oh, I agree. All right. So, like I said, let's talk about their bullpen. Made a lot of additions. Obviously, they re-signed Raziel Iglesias, Ryan Tapara. They still have Mike Mayers. Aaron Loop is my favorite pickup of the offseason, maybe for any team. Okay, maybe that's a stretch, but you know what I mean. Archie Bradley, really good pickup just recently too. And they still got a couple other guys, but I mean, those are the main guys. They made additions, and I really like it. They still, and even the injured people, I mean, they still got Griffin Canning, who's a starting pitcher, but they still have a really good bullpen, I'd say. That's a lot of good names that I like.
Yeah, I mean, the big name for me is Ryan Tapara. I love the pairing of him, Raziel, and Aaron Loop. Those are going to be like their 1, 2, 3 guys. I mean, us as Yankee fans, we remember Run DMC with Betances, Miller, and Chapman. I mean, I feel like that's going to be the Angels sort of comp, because these 3 guys are like powerhouse pitching, and you get all 3 different styles of pitching. I mean, Aaron Loop he pitches slower, but he still strikes people out. Raziel can throw absolute heat, and then Ryan Tapara can throw. It's going to be that's 7, 8, 9 innings. 7, 8, and 9. The innings of like 7, 8, and 9 with a new pitcher coming out every inning if the Angels really want to win the game.
Yeah, no, it's really diverse, and I am actually high. I'm not low on the Angels pitching staff for the first time in a while.
Yeah, which is, if you told me that 3 years ago, would have called you a nutcase, without a doubt.
So that brings up the question: is this the Angels' year to actually make the playoffs? Their over/under is 83.5 wins. I'm hammering the over.
I'm putting my life on the over.
Oh, okay. Well, you better hope they.
8-4. Book it now.
Better hope no one gets injured.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's great. I love it. I just love the team. There's a lot of guys that I like. I want to see them finally win. I want them to do it for Mike Trout. I'm not saying I want them to win the World Series, but at least win a playoff series.
Oh. Yes, win a playoff series and win it in like the most Angels fashion.
Yeah, we need anything. Just Trout dominate in the playoffs. We just want to see something.
I would love to see them just roll over like a wild card team, or even when had to win ALCS. Just saying, that'd be pretty cool. Love to see them roll through the wild card series a lot. Imagine them beating up on the White Sox or something. Just saying, it'd be pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool. I would enjoy that. But yeah, I think that's about it. We went over pretty much everything. Oh, maybe we could go over their prospects and See what's
One
going
of like
on
the
there.
20 pitchers that they drafted.
Yeah, they drafted 20 pitchers. They have one prospect in the top 100. Don't know what position he plays, but that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other stuff that uh just anything that applies to the Angels. Let me just scrolling over. They were 10th in average last year, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Out my Trout and Anthony Rendon.
Yeah, pretty good. All right, so we'll end this with the team MVP. Who do you think their team MVP was? Or actually, I'll go first. I'm going Mike Trout. I do not care what anyone says. Shohei Ohtani is cool, but Mike Trout is unmatched in any lineup. And we saw them without Mike Trout and with Shohei Ohtani last year. And I think with Mike Trout, he will be their most valuable player.
That's fair. I mean, you make great points. I'm going to go with the more obvious pick of Tyler Wade. I mean, he's going to be probably the best bench piece in all of baseball. He'll really be able to put out and give his all.
That wasn't a joke.
Tyler Wade.
Okay.
Book it.
All right. Well, I'm writing it. So.
Thank God.
Well, that was it's a pretty shitty way to end the episode.
Excuse you. That's the Tyler Wade you're talking about.
Oh, no. I love Tyler Wade. We are an avid Tyler Wade fan club. You know that.
Oh, without a doubt. 110%.
Now that I think about it, I kind of do see how he could be valuable. But to be fair, I think even he would agree that on a team with Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Anthony Rendon, and Noah Syndergaard, Rafael Iglesias, I think he would agree that it would take a hell of a season out of absolutely nowhere to do that.
And what are you saying that?
I'm not saying he can't do it.
MVP is not able to do that. Like, I don't get what you're getting at here.
All right. So in 2022, the Los Angeles Angels will be in
second place.
Second place. You heard it here first. All right. I think that'll do it. This has been Normal Baseball. Let's go Angels.
Let's go Angels.
Yes. Woo. Let's go Angels. And yeah, that should do it. Next up, we got the New York Mets. So get ready for that episode, and we will see you next time. Peace.